Okay, we're gonna do a little test to see if I look like crap. So let me go watch this clip. Okay, folks. If you cannot already tell by the title of this video, I will give you 2 hints. Peace, by the way. And I'm feeling very sarcastic and sassy and snarky. So sorry if that annoys you. But anyway, I'm just butthurt, okay? And I will explain why. You will soon find out. But anyway, 2 hints, okay? I'm chewing gum so that I can reassure myself that, hey, my taste buds do in fact work, and my taste is back, my sense of taste. Hint number 1. And now number 2. And my neighbors are probably like, what the frick back is going on? Anyway, they're over there. But, number 2, okay? What was it again? Oh, right, I showered. I had the energy. I forced the energy upon myself to shower. And the wet hair is proof of that. Let's put it back in place. Okay, so this is going to be like a journal style. So it all started by the Notes app, which I adore. I'm such a nerd. But anyway, I transferred my Notes app notes regarding COVID, my experience, my thoughts, my feelings, as well as especially my symptoms. And I don't know why I just turned around to be sure that like nobody heard that, because everybody in the household knows. But the door is like kind of ajar, so I feel awkward. But anyway, so yeah, now it's in my little notebook, my little journal here with this cute little dude hanging out. Can you see him? Maybe. Anyway, so let's just go. There's like 10 pages of this. Don't know if you can read this from there or see my terrible, awful penmanship. Yeah, so there's quite a bit here. I think page 11 is pretty brief, not as intimidating. Anyway, so this is a journal style because I want to record these thoughts for you as well as for myself. So let's begin. By the way, today is July 22nd in the year 2021, okay? So, 3 days ago I tested positive for COVID. My brother also tested positive that day, and my mom the day before. So my mom was on Sunday, my brother and I were on Monday. We are pretty sure that I got it first and very kindly gave it to my poor family. COVID has been around for well over a year, and now it's come for us. There's like loose hair. Get away. Okay. And COVID, go away. So now it's come for us. However, we should be fine. My family is pretty healthy, though my mom has had it the worst. She says, by the way, side note, this has been the worst illness that she's had, and she had scarlet fever when she was a young girl. So much going on lately, really a whirlwind in my life. There was our vacation to Hawaii at the start of this month. There was a family reunion the week after our trip, those 3 days after our trip, like right after. And then there was coming home to finals. I passed my classes and also the scary, intimidating state exam, by the way, fun fact. And then we moved. Granted, it wasn't a faraway move, just down a few corners and into a temporary townhouse while my parents' house is being built. But keep in mind, this whirlwind of and in my life is happening while sick, and not just sick. We thought it was like a cold flu type thing, but no, it was COVID. It still is. Which first felt like a flu cold thing, right? So I did all these things, and this says all these things. Error. Can you spell? COVID has made me not spell anymore. Anyway, all these things while feeling like beep. So I would joke with my parents and brother things like, what's worse? No true, real sympathy for me. Quite like the way that my mom and brother got. I mean, we didn't know I had COVID, right? So it's like, oh, she's just sick. But now that we all three have COVID and are aware that it's me having had COVID from the start, from the point of where we thought it was a cold, if that makes sense, whatever. Or bringing it to my mom and brother. No sympathy versus giving away and sharing COVID. Of course, it's a sick joke in the sense of the word. So, is this page 3? Okay, so I want to know how I got it, where it came from, and who on the earth gave it to me. bug. So I'm kind of nosy. Just want to know who went the beep. Anyway, so my symptoms. First two things, Basically anything can be a symptom of COVID, and it looks and feels different for everyone who gets COVID. So basically it feels a lot like the flu the first week, especially for me anyway. So the first week is the worst I've heard and experienced. Apparently COVID pain lasts around 2 weeks. Also, the symptoms can take days to appear. So keep in mind, we were in the process of a move. So that's tiring, but I was feeling fatigue and exhaustion. That's what it's mostly been for me from the start and this whole time. I wasn't involved in everything, all the activities, during the family stuff. I would nap each day for hours, like 5 hours, those first few days after Hawaii, while the family was over, whatever. Those first few days since returning home from Hawaii. So, feeling extremely tired. My grandma Terry has chronic fatigue, and for those first few days, I swear I did too. I just didn't think it could ever be COVID. I would have never thought I'd get COVID. We've been pretty safe. So more of the symptoms. My throat felt bizarre, so weird a few days into the sickness. Not quite a sore throat, but really red and uncomfortable. Like there was like stuff in my throat. Like not you're sick, but like I don't know, it was weird. Then starting yesterday, it only hurts when I cough, and that cough, exclamation. This annoying, obnoxious cough. Fatigue and coughing, my main things. A little bit of chills and fever I've experienced. I was aware and warned that you can lose your taste and or smell either for a time or forever. I mean, I don't know about you, but I kind of want to taste food and smell flowers. And so I would eat anyway, even on those days I had no taste, and there were a few of those. I still did lose some weight, which for scrawny me is a big deal, though I'm back to eating more by now, and something that may sound either hilarious or weird. I often smell my Bath and Body Works lotion here, and it's in the scent Cherry Blossom. I can still smell it. But oh, you guys, so tired, so sleepy. All you want to do is sleep, especially those first few days. That everything comes. Like you get all these signs that it may or may not be COVID, and probably the biggest will be sleep, and you feel like you can't get enough. So I remember actually there was this one day where I almost couldn't get my face on for the day, and it was family pics this day, that or church, I forget. So I nearly couldn't do my hair, put my face on, and so I had to go get a folding chair and put it in the bathroom. I was so exhausted. And then when I had to go take my test in person, this was my state exam, I wore a mask, by the way, and I didn't know it was COVID. So I went outside to go cough, excusing myself from the hallway where we all met before we took the test in the gym. And I would actually lean against the walls, any wall near me when I was in line for the test before we went into the gym. I was like, and I didn't talk to anybody. Like, I have anxiety, and it's especially big around other people. And so sometimes, some days, I don't know, I don't talk to people, so I don't know if I would have, if I felt myself, if I didn't have these feelings of exhaustion, Anyway, and I did say how exhausting showering has been. I don't know if I did. I mean, I find it annoying and a stupid chore anyway. Just the work and the effort and the energy that you need. Oh, and I can now sleep in, and I'm talking till like 9ish or 10ish a.m. Even with the hella loud construction outside my new townhouse, or my parents, I'm at home. So one positive about being positive with COVID, trying to be positive in all shows. I can get a lot done in these next 2 weeks of quarantine. Like no family, no friends, no grandkids, no school, and yeah. So like my book, hopefully. So it's just crazy to me that I'm improving in my health and in all of this. I was a very fragile kid growing up, and I, like always, had a cold, ... I also lived with bad insomnia for most of my life. I'm almost done with this ramble, yes. But I don't get sick as much anymore, and I'm doing okay despite COVID. So basically in my COVID experience, if you can call it that, the first week was the worst. It has mostly been a dry but productive cough, and also especially extreme fatigue. I'm doing a lot, I'm improving a lot as compared to last week. So this is the best I felt. It's just crazy to me how I must have gotten it. I wonder, how in the hello? Hawaii is super, super strict, all the process in order to be allowed into the state, but we are thinking that it must have happened on the plane, and then everything came after. Just think, that's hours and hours on a plane, and that's hours and hours of breathing in the same air other people's breathing without no fresh air. These are just some of my personal thoughts, so... Now, my dad had to get the vaccine for work a while ago, and so we get and have him, such a kind, good sir, to take care of us. He's a great dad, I love you, Dad. But you're not here, or in this house. Anyway, to be completely honest, without getting political, because that's drama and exhausting and annoying, and there's a bunch of offended humans in this world, and you have to be careful what you say, because, anyway. So I was almost thinking that Walgreens was lying about us having COVID. Like, I've heard stories in my defense. So, but no, it's true, it's COVID. I was just at first kind of skeptical that I got a positive result for the COVID test. Same with my mom, my bro. So, and a few things about getting a COVID test these days. So the first I did was to go to Hawaii, and that obviously came up. You do not have it, or else I couldn't have gone. So the second one, well, it was positive. And so I'm currently enduring the pain from that positive test. Well, like, that test proves that that's why I have this pain. What words? So I'm being dramatic. Both times I got the COVID test, it was the Walgreens drive-thru. It was free. It was very fast. You bring to your appointment info and ID. Like, you have to go online. You have to do the appointment online. That's how we have to do it in my town. So it's self-administered and not that original one that goes straight through your brain and your nose. Instead, it's the one where it's kind of like a Q-tip. Like, it will stop about here. It's like a Q-tip that goes just deep enough into the nostril. And also, last thing, they help you and they walk you through the steps of how to go about it. Like, how to, whatever, take it out of the packaging, put it in the nose, put it back in the packaging, put it in a little box with the other box on top. That's how they decide to do it. So anyway, all will be okay. I hope you are staying. No, there's here, another one. Get away from me. Anyway, this is when I'm gonna stop the sarcasm. This is in my sincerity. This is in my love, concern, support, whatever. All will be okay for me, for my family, hopefully for everybody who has COVID. And that's like impossible to say and believe and trust because it's an illness and not all people can recover from anything and everything. So I'm very sincere in saying this. I hope you're staying okay, safe, healthy, and strong. So much love, me. And I do sincerely hope and pray that you're doing okay. And I don't know how long I've been talking. 1 second. Oh, not that long. You got a view of my house. Well, kind of their house. It's not that great of a view. And my desk doesn't have much to look at. Anyway, so I hope you learned something about COVID, about another person's experience and symptoms and sarcasm regarding it. Yeah, I didn't know how to feel about it at first. Like, I was freaked out when I first heard about it and all the drama, all the scariness on the news. And also there was like politics stuff going on, and it was just a crazy time in the world and in the US and everything. And then my fear kind of died out. I was wearing a mask, I was being careful. I was not really hanging out with people. I wouldn't really like leave the house. And then things calmed down in the state of Idaho. I obviously went to Hawaii. I haven't had the vaccine. I don't know if I'm going to get it. Again, that's political. But it's just, you got to be careful what you say, especially on the internet. Get a bunch of BS and for it. Anyway, I'm going to go smell this for an hour. Just to be sure. Okay. Thanks for listening, for being here, for being you. I'm going to go before I go even crazier.